Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to the virtual book launch of When I Met Him. My name is Angel Charmaine, and I am the author of When I Met Him, and this is my party. So listen, it is a party. We've got some music that we're going to be playing. We got some Sherry LaVon Williams that we're going to be playing in the background in just a second. We've got some giveaways. Y'all know me. I'm always trying to give away free stuff. So we got some giveaways by some beautiful women who are part of the Speak Up Sis community, who have, I asked them to do this, and then they just went above and beyond. So we've got some giveaways that we're going to be doing about every 15 minutes or so throughout the broadcast. I've got some special guests who are going to join us today as well. And then guess what? We're going to talk about When I Met Him, that part. So we're going to have some discussion about the book, and we are going to have some question and answer time. So for those of you who've already gotten a copy of the book, for those of you who've already read it, I know that you're just full of questions. Why? Because you've been inboxing me on Facebook, Instagram. I've gotten some text messages on my phone. People have been sending me emails about the men that they have met in this book. So I hope that you've written down your questions. If you have comments, I hope that you have written them all down, because I'm going to be answering all your questions today. All right. So I've got my son here. He's helping me today. I mean, what do you do when you're a boy child and your mom is an entrepreneur and she's doing things all on her own? What do you do? Whatever she tells you to do. So listen, let's go ahead and get started. The first giveaway is actually going to be the final giveaway. But what I want to say to you all is, if you share this broadcast, your name is going to go inside of a box. Your name is going to go inside of this beautiful thank you box. It says thank you. Your name's going to go inside of the box if you share the broadcast. And at the end, there's going to be a special gift that someone is going to get. So please share away, spread the love, invite your community into the space to have a little conversation, discussion, party time with me. Okay? All right. So here you go, sweetheart. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm hoping that this is going to work just right for us right now, and it won't cut up. So let's see what we can get right now. Can you see the love I feel for you? Can y'all hear? Let me know if you can hear the music. I told you it's a party, so can they hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hey. Y'all didn't even know y'all were going to get a whole concert, did you? Can you hear me? The woman that you hear is the beautiful Sherry LaVon Williams. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun. Listen, y'all know me. For those of you who know me even a little bit, you know I don't know how to be formal. You know I don't know how to be polished. You know that. I just like to be comfortable, and I like to be myself, and I just like to let my hair down. So listen, we're just going to jam a little bit. Listen to Sherry just a little bit. For those of you who don't know why we're here, This is why we're here today. Right here. This is why we're here. When I met him. This is why we're here, everybody. I have finished writing the second book of my conversational narrative series, and it is entitled When I Met Him. Listen, it's gonna get you free. So come on, just come on in, jam out with me for a little bit, get you something to drink. Listen, I got some water. I'm drinking water. Get you some water. If you already have purchased your copy, get your book out. If you already have a copy, pull it out. If you have it on Kindle, pull it up. If you got the paperback, listen, pull it out. Why? Because we're going to be exploring some of the men in this book today. If you have not gotten a copy of the book, listen, today's your day. You can go to speakupsis.com, and I've got a back order that's coming in now. You can go ahead and pre-order it, or you can go to Amazon and grab you a copy. So during this live, if you just feel like I need this book, you can go to Amazon.com and get a copy, or you can go to speakupsis.com and you can order it. I already have a shipment that's coming in, and it'll be autographed and signed personally by me. Okay. All right. So let's see where do people watching from? Sweetheart, tell me where they're watching from. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, I see Kimona is in the house. Hey. Hey, Mona. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Pam. I don't know why you saying you just playing. I'm sure you done said something reckless though. Hello, everybody. Hey, Belinda Denise. How you doing, sis? I'm glad you showed up. Hey, James. Oh my gosh. Conversations with Lamb.
Here you go.
Yes. Huh? You can hear her? I don't know. My brother's
No, I'm saying.
What you saying?
I would tell you where they're coming from.
Oh, listen. Well, listen. This is not going to be polished today. If you showing up expecting polished, you can forget it. You get real, raw, relevant, authentic truth up in here. And the truth is, yeah, I'm dealing with men right now. There's nothing but men around me right now. That's what it is. So what's up? How y'all doing? Hey, Jen! Woo hoo hoo! Jen says she can hear me. Woo woo woo! Louisville, Kentucky is in the house. We got where we got?
Columbus, Georgia.
Columbus, Georgia is in the house. Hey, Tyvee! Mwah. Ty Danielle, that's my baby girl that I never gave birth to. But she's mine. She's one of my babies. She is the baby. Okay. I got a lot of babies, but Tyvee is the baby, and she knows it. She knows it. She knows it. You say Jacksonville, Florida? Jacksonville, Florida's in the house. Hey, Courtney. Hey. Listen, I know they say that we have to social distance, and so we're having to do this virtually, but listen, hugs to every single one of you who are here, who decided to join me today. I see Pam is in the house. That's what's up. Hey, Pam. Deborah Burnett, how you doing, sis? How you doing? It's good to see you. I'm glad that you made some time to come on in and chop it up with me a little bit. Turn it down some. Let me see. Shamika, how you doing? Shamika, Miss Sapphire. When I met Shamika, she was Sapphire. She wasn't Shamika. I was like, girl, you got the same name as my cousin. She was like, that's not my real name. I was like, oh, okay. That's your stage name or something? Okay, anyway. Hey, girl, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you were able to make it. Hey, Melody. Hi. Melody Hall, my Zumba fitness person. Believe it or not, y'all, I used to be a fitness instructor. I used to be a brick house. Now I'm just kind of a house. It's a pretty house. I don't think it's Brick House no more though. How you doing, Melody? Thank you for joining me today. Hey, Susan. Susan Harrison. I can let the cat out of the bag right now. Let you all know Susan was actually one of my test readers for when I met him. And so I appreciate you. I appreciate you for your time and for your feedback, Susan. So listen, we're going to go ahead and get started. Brooklyn in the house. That's what's up, Brooklyn. Hey, Janice, I see you there as well. Hey, Tasha. Hi. All right, everybody. I am going to go ahead and get us started. I know Satricia is like, I wish you would just hurry up. Listen, sis, you're gonna be rocking with me for a while today. So you hold tight. So the very first thing that I want to do is give you all something. I want to give you something. So every 15 minutes of this live, 15, 20 minutes or so, I'm going to do a giveaway. So let's see. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I'm going to make the first giveaway something very easy. I'm going to make the first giveaway something very, very, very easy. So you got to be quick on your fingers. Are you paying attention? Okay. So let me show you what you're going to get. Let me show you what you're going to get. The very first giveaway that I want to give today is going to be, let's see, here we go. Look at there. The very first giveaway today is going to be look at this, 3 sets of beautiful accessories from Dejani's Accessories. Miss Tiffany Coates is the owner of Dejani's Accessories, and she is blessing someone today with not 1, not 2, but 3 sets of beautiful jewelry. So listen. If you want all 3 of these, then you have to be the first person to type in the box where I am from. What is the city and state of my hometown? You got to be the first one to type it in. You got to give the city and you got to give the state of my hometown. And if you can be the first one to do that, then the very first giveaway of these beautiful accessories are yours. All right. My son is keeping watch. My son is keeping watch. So
we got one.
Tiffany Coates. Who is it? Sherry Levon Williams. Yay! Sherry, you got it. I am from Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia. So Sherry Levon Williams, these 3 beautiful sets from Dejani Accessories belong to you. Dejani Accessories is owned by Miss Tiffany Coates. She is an independent consultant for Paparazzi Accessories. She is a part of the Speak Up Sis community. And so today I wanted to be able to support some other businesses other than my own by giving them an opportunity to be a blessing to you all. So Dejani Accessories, thank you so much for being a part of my virtual book launch. And thank you for blessing the people who decided to join us today. All right. So if you are a winner, then all you have to do is inbox your name and your mailing address, and we will get it out to you. Nothing that you win today will cost you anything. Shipping, handling, and the cost of the prizes have all been taken care of. All you have to do is say thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, so here we go. Let's move on. I want to introduce to you all a woman who she's just a beautiful woman. She's my sister, sister in Christ. She is new to writing. And last year, I wanted to do an anthology of short stories where women would submit their stories. Believe it or not, I only got 4 submissions. That's it. Only 4 people submitted. And honestly, I was really trying to run away from writing when I met him. So I was trying to get some other people to write so I wouldn't have to write. But God said not so. But there was one story that I read that just grabbed me because it sounded like something I had went through myself. And so I just kind of held on to it. And so when I got to the point where I had finished writing when I met him, I thought about that story. It came back to my mind, and I said, you know what? I need to include this story in this book. So this particular woman, she's never been a published author before. This is her. She's a writer. She loves to write, but she's never published before. And so this is her first time being a part of a published piece of work. Her name is Miss Satricia Moore. And I am going to invite Satricia into the space with us today. And she is going to talk to us about Man 8. How you doing? Can you hear me, sis?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello, Satricia. So listen, before we get really deep into conversation about the book, I want you to just kind of introduce yourself to the people, tell them a little bit about who you are, and what made you decide to submit this piece of writing.
I am, again, hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? I see Naomi Williams. How are you? I am here in Nashville, Tennessee. As Angel said, I am been writing since I was a little girl, kind of a therapy for me, but this is the first time anything that I've written has ever been published. So I am, hey, Natasha. So I am grateful to be a part of this work. The stories, I know y'all have read the book and it probably blew y'all away because it blew me away. Even going back and read my own story, I was like, what? So, it's really good. And I'm really excited to be a part of it. I am in Nashville, Tennessee. I am a middle school math and science teacher, and just grateful to be here. And Angel has just had me pulling out my journals and crying and saying, I need to put this, I need to get this out. People need to listen to what I got to say and be healed from what we have to say. So I'm grateful to be here.
That's right. I'm so excited that you are a part of this. I'm just glad that God gave me the release and the okay to bring you aboard, because at first I was trying not to have to write the book. I was like, I don't want to have to write this book. So let me get all these other ladies to tell their stories and I don't have to write it. But when God said, no, you got to write it. When I got to the end, I was like, Lord, you know, I already been through this. Like, you know, she done wrote my story already. Like, can we just use her story? Because so when God gave me the release to add you to this, I'm just really grateful, and I'm honored that you trust me to share your work with the world for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm just honored. I'm honored by that. So what I would like for you to do, if you don't mind, hold on a second. Let's just see, does anyone, no, before we do that, can you give us some background on Man 8?
Oh, Man 8. Oh, my goodness. And to be honest with y'all, I never saw him face to face.
We know.
Never laid eyes on this man. But he kind of wrecked me for a minute there. And I had to, when I wrote this, I wrote it because I couldn't stop thinking about it. I felt so guilty and so ashamed that I allowed this to happen, and I just had to get it out. So I came home from work one day. I cried in the car. I'm like, how could you do this? You're so stupid. And I just sat down and I just wrote it out. And it just helped me to release what I was feeling.
Right.
And you know how people creep into your DMs and just kind of give you a little shout out every now and then. So he'd been doing that for quite some time, and I just been ignoring it because I didn't know who he was. And one day, like I said in the story, that spider, I'm scared of spiders. It just broke me. I was here by myself, and he made a comment on the post that I made about the spider, and it was 1:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And he made that comment, and I was like, made another comment. Then he went to the DMs, and it just went on from there. I ended up staying up all night talking to him that first day. And just conversation. And like I said, I've been divorced for 8 years, had just not tried to get in any type of relationship. But just the conversation and just kind of vibing with somebody for the first time in years just, pulled me in. And then dropped from again. It was, oh, I'm coming to Nashville. I'm coming to see you. I'm going to take you out. Da, 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 and boom. Last text, done.
So it's funny that it was not funny, but it's ironic that you say that you were married, because I was married as well. And after being married, and I got married relatively early at 24. I met my husband at 23. I was married by 24. We were married until I was 33. And so the bulk of my adult life, I was married, a married woman with children. Right. And then all of a sudden I'm this divorced woman. And then when I decide that, okay, I'm going to try to like date for real, probably maybe a year and a half or so later, I figure I'm going to try to date for real. Internet dating is a thing.
Oh my God.
It wasn't a thing back in 1999, 2000, 2001. It wasn't a thing. And so I didn't know what ghosting was.
I didn't either until it happened.
I was like, who does this?
Oh,
I mean, those of you watching, can you relate to this ghosting thing? I'm just like, because my thing is I'm an adult. Mm-hmm. And the way I thought about internet dating was like, I'm a real person and I'm on here. I'm a good person. So these people are real people, right? Like somebody I could meet at the store or something. So I'm going into this internet dating thing like I'm normal. They're normal people, right? I wouldn't just ignore a person in real life, right?
Right.
But that's not how that works.
No. And it just feels so juvenile that you would just stop talking to somebody just like for no reason. We're mature adults. We know how to communicate, supposedly.
So
you would think that, you could communicate to me why you feel like you just need to cut me off and just let it be at that. Instead of just there's no, and I just had to get over it. I had to get over, much like my divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get over not really knowing why.
No closure.
No closure. And I didn't really have any closure with my ex-husband. He just was like, bye. I can't do this anymore, was what he said. And I never got an explanation. And God delivered me from the why. You don't have to have a why.
Right.
You don't have to have a why. It happened. You're healing. Let's move on. And that's the same thing that happened with this situation, that I just had to get over. Well, why would he do that? Why would he not tell me? Was he married? Was he gay? Was, prison?
You don't like women no more? What is it?
I had all the scenarios in my head, and I just was wrecking myself trying to figure it out. And that's when I just knew I got to let this go. I can't allow this man to take any more space in my mind. I got to let it go. I wasn't in love. I was in like. Mm-hmm. I wasn't in love. So it wasn't, you're not breaking my heart. Right. But it just kind of, it messes with you.
It does. It does. So listen, do you have a copy of the book in front of you?
I do.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. So let's see here. April Barton says men don't do closure. I'm beginning to believe.
Oh.
I believe that I don't know, guys, if there are any men watching who disagrees, feel free to share. But it just seems like maybe they don't need it as much as we do. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a man, so I can't say. Hey, Talita. Hey, cuz. She says, I can definitely relate. Denitra says she can relate. So it looks like a lot of Erica. Hey, Erica. How you doing, girl? Erica says she can relate.
That's a possibility. He was a catfish. I don't know.
And then you had to, because we're believers, we have to know that there's a reason the Lord didn't allow it to be.
Right.
And we just have to say, okay, Lord. Right. Possibly. Tybee says, this is the reality of so many online dating, universal story across ages. Thank you. She said you did an amazing job, Patricia. So this is what we're going to do, because we're at our 15. We're at about another 15-minute mark here. So we're going to give something else away. And when we finish giving this away, then I would like for you, if you don't mind, to, if you want to read all of Man 8, you can. If you want to read an excerpt from Man 8, you can. I'm going to let you decide on how you want to share Man 8 with the world. Is that okay? So I'm going to see. Listen, this is all impromptu. I did not tell her she was going to be doing this. So I'm going to give her a moment to figure out what she wants to read and all that good stuff. Get her little storytelling voice on. And while we wait, I want to give away something else. So here we go. Yes, we are giving away 2 delicious treats from Sarah Speaks. Sarah Speaks is a former student of mine, another one of my babies. She went to Hepzibah High School, and now she and her daughter, they bake the most delicious cupcakes. When I tell you, listen, you hear the men in here, they're like, oh my goodness, can we win? So one lucky person today. I will say this, you have to be local to the CSRA for these. I'm not sure if she is shipping them yet. So you have to be in the CSRA in order to win this particular giveaway. I'm going to make this one easy for y'all. I dedicated When I Met Him to my mother. I dedicated this book to my mother. And so the first person who can tell me, type in the box. The first person who can type in my mother's name, and I'm not talking about Miss Harper. Don't type Miss Harper. You got to type my mama's first name. The first person to type my mother's first name, you win. Hey, Renee. I see you. How you doing? It's good to see you. Jen says that's a cop out for being a jerk. Most definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Says sometimes Vapor Mac, but most because they can't explain why they do what they do. I'm telling you.
Because this
she just showed up. Has anybody typed her name yet? No. Talita, you're close, but nope, it's not Georgette. It's not Georgette. And listen, my brothers, you cannot answer. Oh, she got it. She got it. Who got it? Let me see. No, it's okay. We got somebody. Who's the winner? Deborah Jefferson Burnett. Yes, you are the winner. My mother's name is George Ann. So Deborah, and the good thing about that is Deborah lives in Aiken County in South Carolina. So you are local. So congratulations, Deborah. you have won 2 cupcakes from Sarah Speaks Treats. I call it Sarah Speaks Treats. And you will have 30 days to be able to order your cupcakes from her. Please make sure that you send me your name. Huh?
Oh no!
So you can't. You're talking too loud. You all in my live. Shh. Men. Congratulations, Deborah. Okay. All right. Make sure you send me, inbox me, your name and information so that I can get it to Sarah so that you can make sure that you can order your cupcakes. And thank you, Sarah, for blessing everyone with your gift today. Okay. All right. So are you ready, Satricia? So listen, Satricia is my guest author for When I Met Him. She shared with me a piece of writing, and it actually has an original title. You can look in the back of the book and see what the original title is. But for using it in this book, her piece is Man 8. For those of you who are not familiar with the book, When I Met Him is the second book of my conversational narratives. Speak with Chic, One Woman, 10 Truths is the first book, and When I Met Him is the second. Each book has 10 conversational narratives or essays, okay, or short stories. And each one of the stories can stand alone as its own short story, but together they sort of give you a whole story. They could be individual or you can read them together. They are all based on non-fiction stories. So when you read every story, every narrative, either in Speak with Sheep or When I Met Him, just know that every single story is a true story, based on a true story. When I Met Him, I will tell you that some of the stories, I changed some locations and some identifying things so that we can protect the innocent and the not so innocent. Okay, so if you see yourself, heal. All right, Satricia, you ready?
Thank you so much. I have to respond to what Vapor Matt said. Some men don't want to hurt the woman. And I would just have to say that you hurt more when you don't know what's going on. It takes more out of you when you don't understand why you've been ghosted. So just being truthful and honest is better every time. I'm just gonna read the last portion here. I went through and met this guy, and we started trying to set up times that he would come and meet me, and that never happened. And I started to realize that's not going to happen. And I kept trying to contact, and it was just done. I'm on page 52.
Okay.
At the bottom.
Read along too. Listen, students, if you have your book today, you got 2 teachers on here. You have your book today. Open your book to page 52, and we're going to read along. If you don't have a copy, you can order yours at Amazon today. You can get it on Kindle for $7.99. You can order a paperback for $9.99, or you can go to speakupsis.com and you can order a copy directly from me, and I can sign it and autograph it for you. Okay? Here you go, Satricia.
Thank you. Over 3 months of daily communication, getting to know someone, starting to like someone, ended with a text message. There were no further responses on his part. I, of course, continued to text, leave voice messages for a week before I finally relented. I felt like a fool. How could I fall into this? I am too old for this. I've been through too much for this. How could I believe someone so easily without laying eyes on them? Was he married? He lied to me. What exactly happened? I had to come to terms with the fact that I would never have the answers to my questions. I was so mad at me. For some time, for some, this may not be a big deal. So you talk to someone for a while and didn't work out. So what? This situation spoke to my vulnerability, which I have guarded for years. The fact that I let go just a little and got burned just put a poke in my balloon. I missed him. I missed the sweetness of our conversations, the attention he gave, the potential of what could have been. It
Mhm.
took me a while to forgive myself. I cried, pouted, found comfort in my friends, and definitely prayed. Time to refill my balloon and move on. I believe everything happens for a reason. And although I don't completely understand, there's a purpose in this. I did not come out bitter. I actually gained a different perspective. Yes, this man hurt my feelings, but he didn't have the opportunity to break my heart. I got a chance to have some great conversations, learn a little more about what I want and need in a relationship, and reaffirm my worth, all while having God protect my heart. Would I do anything different? Yes, of course. Next time I will jump, scream, cry, kill the spider, and go to bed.
I love that last part. You have to read it from the beginning to really understand that last part. But listen, when you said, I'm gonna tell you, one of my favorite pieces of this, you said the fact that I let go just a little and got burned just put a poke in my balloon. I missed him. I missed the sweetness of our conversations, the attention he gave. I had a conversation with a woman a few days ago, and we were talking about, is it possible to like fall in love with someone that you've never actually seen before? It's like, how do you fall in love with someone you've never seen? And I think that piece speaks to that. Would you agree?
I agree. I agree because I believe that if we had continued talking, that no, you don't. I don't know what would have developed because the conversation that we have was just so easy and so just. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like you were talking to someone that you known for a long time, and he showed care, he showed concern, and it was easy to kind of get used to that and look forward to that and kind of fall into that.
Right. I think I've done this too many times.
Yeah.
It's sad to say it, but the thing is, it's like when you get to know someone without the physical component,
Mm-hmm.
there's no sex, there's no touching, there's no any of that, and you're just bearing your soul to this person, and this person you think is, and the thing is it's not even that. I believe that there are some situations I was in where the guy was actually telling the truth.
Right.
I believe that he actually was sharing his heart with me, just like I was sharing my heart with him. But for whatever reason, it wasn't something that he could do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very easy to fall in love with someone without actually touching them, feeling them, because you really do share you, like uncut, unfiltered.
Yeah, and when you watch the show Catfish and you look at these people who have been in these relationships for years, and I think that's what hurt me so much because I watched that show. I love that show. And I was like, I'm this person.
Well, technically, you weren't.
Right, you're right. Not really.
Technically, you weren't catfish. You were ghosted. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Listen, my teenage son is laughing. He's like, whatever, it's the same thing. We wanted to
I feel like but it is, you're right, because you start knowing, you get to know somebody without all the physical parts of it, and being tempted with just a physical person, and you don't have any of that there, and you just talk. And you just talk about yourself, you talk about your past, and you just kind of fall into it.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Yes.
Deborah said they made a TV show called Love is Blind where they agreed to marry before seeing each other so it can happen.
Okay, so her name is Deborah. Thank you, sweetheart, for reading. Listen, my beautiful assistants, I might actually let y'all see them at the end. They're doing such a great job. Deborah, I don't watch television anymore, but I've heard about that show where people agree to get to know someone and they get married without actually having seen them. And from what I understand, people really do fall in love and get married. Have you ever seen the show, Satricia?
I have not seen the show. I've heard so much about it that I don't want to watch it.
No, listen, I can just be honest. I'm done with internet dating, and
me too. Yeah,
and I'm done with blind dates. I need to see you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need nobody hooking you up
at the gas station.
Somewhere.
You at the produce. I need to
on the produce aisle.
I need to see you. I need to look at your mannerisms. Yeah.
April says, I've been in an online relationship for almost 3 years. You are right about the conversation and get to know each other better. Yes, I don't think that it could never work. I think there are lots of people who connect online, but there's got to be two people who want the same thing. You've got to actually meet someone who's actually looking to make a real in-person connection with another person. And you have to be the same way. And you both have to be willing to actually come from behind the screen and make it work. And so I'm not saying that people can't, fall in love and actually get married and live a life after having met online. I just think that there are lots of people who are meeting other people who just don't have that desire.
Right. Yeah. And I would like to ask April, have you physically met this person?
April, have you actually met the person? Deborah says the show is interesting to watch.
Yeah.
She says yes. So
Okay.
that's good. That's good.
Honestly, it's like having a distant relationship.
Uh-huh.
You come together every now and then, but this solely online.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Erica Warren says that's why the show Love is Blind was so popular. You can fall in love through conversation. Most definitely. Most definitely. Courtney says getting to know them on an intellectual level rather than physical. Hey, Regina. How you doing? She says she's been there. So relatable. I'm telling you. So listen, you all, if you have any questions for Satricia, if you have questions that are specific to the story, if you have questions about her and her writing process, because another thing I want you to kind of share is this place of being new with writing. And how did you feel, when I said, okay, Satricia, I want to use your piece, and like lots of people are going to be reading it. Are you ready to put it out there? Did you feel some kind of way? Did it make you feel uncomfortable at first? How do you feel about actually writing to be published for other people to read?
Initially, I was excited. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Then I went back and read what I wrote, and I thought,
and your name was going to be attached to it.
Wait a minute. Maybe I don't want this. Maybe I don't want this out here like that. Because when I went back, because this was been a while since I submitted that.
Uh-huh.
And when I went back and read it, I was like, maybe I don't want this out. But then, I've been writing for a really long time for myself.
Right.
And not something that I ever tried to get out there, but it just has been healing for me. When my husband left, the day after he left, I started a journal, and I just started writing the things that was going through my mind. So it was initially exciting, but then it was like, wait a minute, do I really want this to happen? Because this is true. This really
is real.
So do I really want this out there and have my name, my real name, attached to this? And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe it'll help somebody. Because I know a lot of us go through things like this and we kind of put it behind us and we don't ever really talk about it. We don't ever really share it. And then until you hear somebody, I went through the same thing, and you see how connected we are. And, sometimes it helps you to heal. Because when I was going through my divorce, I talked to people who went through a divorce.
Right.
And it helped me so much to understand you're not the first one. You won't be the last one.
Right.
You will get through it. You will heal. You'll be able to go forward. And so it's really made me think about some of the things that I've written. And like on Instagram, you tagged me on this writing contest.
Uh-huh.
And I had written something a couple years ago. I think it was probably during the Trayvon Martin incident.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was feeling some type of way about all of that. And so I just wrote something.
Right.
I looked at it and kind of went over it a few times, but, never really did anything with it. And when you tagged me on that, I was like, oh, I can submit that. So I just made some adjustments and I submitted that. And who knows what may happen with that, but I'm starting to think that maybe this is the time for me to begin to share some things that I've kind of been keeping to myself.
Right. Well, I'm grateful that you decided to share with me as well as with the world, because I do believe that when I met him, it's already far. It's already international. Do you know someone in Abu Dhabi has read our book?
Oh, wow.
Someone in Abu Dhabi has read the book, and we have people from all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. We're in California, we're in Washington, we're in Oregon, we're all up and down the East, we're all in the middle as well. So it's time for you to create your standalone piece.
I've been working, and I told you that I'm gonna have to send you some stuff because I have been thinking about these things. God puts things in your head, and I kept telling myself, if I don't start writing this down, I'm doing an injustice to myself and to the people that God would heal through my writing. And just like because when I read the whole thing, I was like, the whole time I'm like, Angel, oh my God. I was like, what? Oh my God. It just blew me. And then I started to think this is some of the same things that have happened to so many of us over the years. Right. And it is just like you said, it's just a healing to just reach out to other women who've gone through the same thing. Because, the devil will try to trick you that they can, you're the only one that did this foolish mess.
Exactly.
Let this man do this to you.
Exactly.
When we find somebody else who's gone through it, and when we learn how to get through it and helping each other, that just makes a world of difference. So
exactly. We share our stories to inspire the stories of others. Yeah. So listen, we've got another guest. So Trisha, can you stay on with us for a little while? You good?
Yes.
All right. So we've got another special guest, and it is a little past our giveaway time. So we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. And I would like to bring on with us. Let's see. Oh, it's hard to see you, girlie. It's dark. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Can you see me?
Oh, there we go. Now we can see you. That's better. Hi.
Am I gray on your end?
You're black and white, but you good. You beautiful in color.
I'm new to this, so I don't know how to switch it.
You good. We can see you.
Okay.
So listen, everyone. Excuse me. Now we have Miss Ebony Lyon on the screen. And she is a beautiful songstress, songwriter, guitarist. She's an author. She's a realtor. She's an entrepreneur. I mean, she does it all.
There we go. I fixed it.
Yay, so you're in color with us as well.
Yes, great. Okay.
So Ebony Lion, I met her through Instagram.
Yes.
Yes, and she's got the most beautiful voice. I was still living in Washington, and I saw her on Instagram. I went to her website. Y'all think I'll be playing. When I say that I'm going to support you, that's what I do. So I went to the website. She allows you to listen to some of the music for free. I ended up buying the album because the music is just beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So when life happened and I transitioned back to Georgia, Speak Up Sis came to life. I reached out to Ebony Lion and asked if she would be willing to be a part of the Speak Up Sis community. She said yes, and the rest is history. So I would like for you to just sort of introduce yourself the way that you would like.
Okay.
And make sure that you tell everybody about all of your good news as well. And then you can share with them your giveaway.
Okay. So, well, like Miss Angel said, my name is Ebony Lion, and a lot of times people think that that is my Lion is my given last name, but it's not. It's just my stage name. And I had a business long ago called Lioness, and somehow I ended up with the name Ebony Lion. And so I am a singer-songwriter and musician and author. And my first book I wrote about my album. And so basically it's called Weathering the Storm. And it is a musical memoir into exactly everything that I was going through when I wrote each song on the album. I've had all types of things happen in my life. I've been signed to a label. I've been in relationships that, where you learn things from. I've also had congestive heart failure. I've had heart surgery. I've had lots of things that everybody has a story and you never really know about it. And so I talk a lot about it in my book. And so obviously all those things that I've gone through have contributed to my music and my story. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me. The giveaway, I hope everyone is super, super excited. I wanted to make it a little extra special for Miss Charmaine's guests. And so whoever the lucky person is, they will get an entire free download of the album Break Free. So I'm excited for whoever receives that. That'll be fantastic. So definitely give me some feedback once you hear it, but you guys let me know the things that I have got going on right now. I am, because of the quarantine and this unique circumstance that all of us humans are in, I decided to reach out and do something I don't normally do. I'm not really into the camera, and even though people think that because you get on stage that you just want to be in the spotlight, but that is not true. It's the only way that I could share with more than one person at a time is if I get on stage. But I decided to do what I'm calling a COVID nightcap, and so basically every evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live, I am having a drink with everyone, and I hope people will join me. And it's basically, and I thought it was clever myself, but it is a 19-day countdown, like COVID-19, a 19-day countdown to my Facebook free live watch party that's going to happen on May 1st. The tickets, it's completely free. The tickets are available on my website, ebonylionmusic.net. And what else is going on? Oh, and the day before that, I am going to be live on the radio for a 1-hour interview on sandboxradio.com. That will be on the 30th also at 9 p.m. So don't come to the COVID nightcap at that time. Go to sandboxradio.com. And he is currently, if you listen he starts, I think it's from 7 to midnight. And so he currently is playing me right now. He's playing my current single. And all of this is leading up to my official, I'm starting a new album, starting new music. Like, life is different, life has changed. So many things have happened in between the current album and now. And I'm releasing the song that you loved, Angel, when I performed it. It's called Take My Hand. It's a really popular song, and I'm officially releasing it on May 24th. It'll be available everywhere. iTunes, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Where else? Literally everywhere. It's going to be released everywhere on May 24th. And on that day, I will also be doing an entire live concert for the opening and release of my single, Take My Hand.
Let me tell
That's
you,
what I got going on. I got a lot going on.
Take My Hand will take your breath away.
Yeah,
and you know it's the truth.
Interesting song. It came from a place of power, but in the most what's the word? I want to use the word sad, but it wasn't sad. It's only sad when you know who you are.
Yeah.
And you're really willing to be your best self. And if anyone gets in the way of that, it's a very powerful decision, but it still hurts. It still hurts. And so that's really what the song is about. It's saying the title is Take My Hand, but it's take my hand in the journey to my best self, which is without you.
Oh,
That's what the song is about.
The reason I love you so much, Ebony, is because your music fits. It's like the soundtrack to my life.
Really?
Your songs just fit these stories.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when I met him, is all about having to release what wasn't in my best interest.
Right.
And I can honestly say that every man, and this is going to be something to say for those of you who read the book. But for every man in the book, 1 through 10, there was a level of love that I had for those men. Right, of course. Even man 1, there's a familial type of love. You understand what I'm saying? And so, but at some point, when you realize this isn't serving me, this is not helping me, right? I gotta let you go. Right. So that's exactly what it's about. Beautiful. I love that song. So our third giveaway, is a full download. Thank you so much.
Of the entire album, Break Free.
Entire Break Free album.
Yes.
And I didn't ask you to do this. You got that guitar around? You feel like singing?
You know what? I can get it. Please. I can. Hey, Brandon, can you bring me the guitar? Okay. Yeah, he'll bring me the guitar. But I was going to say, too, is that what I realized, too, even with what you're saying in regards to the book and how you loved all these people, right? I realized that love just is not the answer. Like, that is not the end all. In fact, thank you. In fact, I personally feel like the people that I love the most, I can be without.
Wow.
And that I have decided moving forward in the relationships and long-term relationships that I choose to have in my life, especially now as the mature woman I am, knowing that it really is a choice.
Yeah.
That's number one. Okay. It's really a choice. But what I realize is that I need to like you. Like is much more valuable than love. In regards, you get what I'm saying? I can love you and not like. Isn't there a whole bunch of people that you love
and don't like?
Not like them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's an ingredient.
That's what I'm saying. It's not, and I think so many people are. I love them. But who you love does not mean that they are good for you.
That's right.
They are not necessarily in your best interest. Their dysfunction may hinder who you want to become.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And you can love them all the way through that.
Okay. That part.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that moving on, that's what I've learned. That's the lesson I've learned in my life, that I'm looking to like you in 15 years.
I
Let
want
me fall in love with someone that I like. I want to be in like. Does that make sense?
can I fall in love with somebody I actually like?
Right.
That's something.
Right. Because that whole thing about, oh, we're together and it's fine to just not be able to stand the other person, that should not be the barometer
Yeah.
in which we choose to move on and move forward in a relationship, in my opinion.
I'm gonna do When I Met Him Part 2 or something.
Okay.
Listen, we may need to get one of your stories.
Well, I got some, and I tell about some in my
Your music.
in my book as well, and my music, right?
What's
So
up?
let me see. Let me get myself situated. I do have the card here.
Let me take a look. So listen, do you want to, we can see you. Do you want to give the people a question for the giveaway, or do you want me to do it? You have something. So somebody's got to get your giveaway. So Trisha, you want to come up with something for the giveaway?
Oh,
because you've been rocking with them for a minute now on the screen. It's got to be something that somebody will be able to get, though.
I can't think of something offhand.
Give an example.
Oh, I got one. What is my profession?
Oh, that's good because it's in the book.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I said that, and we've talked about it. What's my profession?
Yes. So the first person who can tell us what Trisha's profession is, what does she do for a living? The first person who can tell us, you're going to get a free download of Ebony Lyon's full album, Break Free.
That's right.
So let's get it so we can listen to Ebony.
Can you guys hear this?
I know y'all were going to get a little bit of a concert on this birthday.
I wasn't planning on it, and I just happened to tune this up. Can you hear me?
Courtney Wilder, Floridor. She is the winner. She said teacher.
Yay! Congratulations. Congratulations. I can see the public comment.
Does that have to be specific, like high school?
No, she's a teacher.
She's a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I will, Courtney, send me a message saying that you won. This was your giveaway, and I will make sure that you get the download code. That's and you're able to get a free download of her album. Okay?
Yes.
All right. You ready? Ebony Lyon, we're ready.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, girl.
So this song is on the album, and I'm not going to play the song that is set to be released because that's waiting. But this one is called "I Don't Want to Fight You."
Oh, this is one of my favorites too.
Yes, and this one is basically just like, again, you love someone so deeply, but they're a little hot-headed. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Ooh, oh, yeah. Ooh, oh, hey. You're like the fire to my flame. I'm so glad that you came into my life like you did. You're a tiger in the mist, but like a switch to a light, you blow up and you wanna fight. Is it me or is it you? What am I to do? Ooh, 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 I don't wanna fight you. I don't wanna fight you. I don't wanna fight you, no. Oh, I don't wanna fight you. I only wanna love you. I only wanna love you, yeah. In the mirror, star in the sky. You fill me up in your blanket when you hug, but like a switch to a light, you blow up and you wanna fight. It isn't me, I think it's you, but whatever I do, ooh, I don't wanna fight you, I don't wanna fight you, I don't wanna fight you, no. Oh, I don't wanna fight you, I only wanna love you, I only wanna love you, yeah. I don't wanna fight you, I don't wanna fight you. 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 I don't wanna fight you, no. Oh, I don't wanna fight you, I only wanna love you, I only wanna love you, yeah. I don't wanna fight you, don't wanna fight you, I don't wanna fight you, no, no, oh, I don't wanna fight you, I only wanna love you, I only wanna love you, yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening. Woo!
The info. I like it.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't planning on playing. I thought I was just talking today.
Ah, I'm gonna ask you to sing.
I need to stay ready. I just happened to tune up my guitar yesterday.
Listen, you know, when you're dealing with Angel Charmaine and Speak Up Sis, you can't be trying to get ready. You got
I
to
guess
get ready. You got a whole new song coming out. You got an album people need to know about. I need to stay ready because listen, with Speak Up Sis, we creating a platform for you
That's right.
seen and heard by the man.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me and inviting me. And I'm so glad that I'm able to participate. And I'm glad that I have a way in which I can serve people in this way, because I really didn't even consider it. I remember years ago, being on the radio, right? And I'm not even thinking about it. And they're like, well, where did these songs come from? Where, and to me, I've been writing songs my whole life. So I didn't realize that wasn't something that everybody could do. So I really did not value it. I didn't understand. And people are like, how dare you not spread, this music that you have. And I'm like, really? Because I just wrote that in the kitchen. That's all that happened. I just was making some fried chicken and I wrote a song. I don't understand why everybody's in an uproar, And so then I started to be like, oh, I realized that I touch people. And when I realized that was a part of what I wrote in my book, the very opening, the introduction to the book talks about time capsules. And I realized that I can think of my very first boyfriend and the dance at the house party I was at, and they were playing Tony. And for me,
did we not write this stuff in this book? So Trish, is she talking about when I met him?
You know what I'm saying? And I literally write about that. And I realized that for me, that music is a time capsule. It takes you right to whatever experience you had at that time. And all of a sudden it dawned on me that I too create that experience. I too, my music is a part of other people's time capsules.
Exactly.
And that's exactly how I open my book, because you can literally write every decade what you were going through by just the songs you was listening to.
That's right.
Hmm.
Listen, I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. I'm so sorry I was late. Oh my God.
No,
I mentioned to you that my daughter, so
you
I have
were,
a 23-year-old
you were
daughter.
right on time.
Yes, and she just called saying she works at a stem cell clinic, and she just called. And I'm like, "How are you doing?" She was like, "I'm all right." I'm like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "I got laid off." And I said, "Oh no!" And so that's why I got distracted.
No, listen.
And her boyfriend was laid off the week before.
The boyfriend got laid off a week before. Oh goodness, you got mommy duties.
Exactly. No, well, they grown. They grown. They're in their own place.
Listen,
No, I
so I'm
don't.
excited to have had you on the
Yes, thank you.
platform today for
Yes,
the virtual release party. I told everybody
yes,
you can't
thank
have a party
you.
without music. You can't have a
That's
party
right.
without presence. You
That's
can't have
right.
a party without friends. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I thank you so very, very much for being in the space today. Please, everybody, support Ebony Lion Music. Go check her out
Yes.
online.
And for all of everyone else, my current single that's available, which is called No, you can listen to the whole album on Spotify, also on my website, ebonylionmusic.net. If you go to ebonylionmusic.net right now and join the mailing list, you too will get a free download of the current single. Yep. So definitely just join the mailing list. You'll be able to have access to me being on the radio live on the 30th. Also to my COVID nightcap every night at 9:30 on Facebook Live, or 9 o'clock on Facebook Live. And that's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so definitely go to ebonylionmusic.net and you'll see everything that I'm doing.
That's what's up. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Ebony Lion, for joining us today. I appreciate you, sis. And you know, I'm always supporting. Just holler at me when you need me.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Oh my gosh. That was beautiful, wasn't it, Satricia?
Beautiful. And I loved how she said that you can go decade by decade of your life and the music that's, oh my God.
It is.
That's so true.
And even so listen, we actually have music in the book. That's why when she started talking, I was like, she talking about the book. She talked about first loves. She talked about the music. I mean, all of that. When I met him, the reason we are here today, y'all, is this is the virtual release party for my new book, When I Met Him. And I invited a couple guests in today to help me celebrate along with all of you who are viewing. Please continue to share the live. Please invite your communities, your networks in. You all can get a copy of the book. Today it is $7.99. It's not $99. The paperback is $9.99, but ebook, it is $7.99 today. So if you go and grab a Kindle copy, you'll save $2 as well as the shipping and handling if you order it on Amazon today. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and jump back into this book. Is there anyone who had a favorite man? I know man one is nobody's favorite, and we're not even touching man one today. We're not. And man 10 is probably most people's favorite. But which one of the stories that's not man 1 and not man 10 that you all say is one of your favorites to read? For those of you who've already read, Satricia, which one of these men, when you read it, you was like, okay, I can relate to this one, or this is my favorite one, or whatever. Which man kind of stood out to you other than 1 and 10? I can't hear you, Satricia.
Am I muted?
Okay, there you go. Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay. I want to say man 7.
Man 7.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Pam said man 2.
Miss Pam said man 2. Okay, so we got man 2. We got man 7. I see another man 2. All right. Pam said the New Yorker. Okay, so listen, this is what we're going to do. I am going to, it looks like we've got a lot of man 2s. So I'm going to share with you all man 2 right here live on the virtual book release party for When I Met Him. But before we do that, we have another giveaway. This is going to be another one that's for a local person. If you're in the CSRA, Miss Pam, the Grill Rain Hall, you all see her. She's in the comments. She's the owner of the Grill Rain restaurant in Gloverville, South Carolina. And she has graciously decided that she would give a free extra large Pam burger. Y'all see me posting Pam burgers. Y'all know they good. So, Pam burger. If you live in the CSRA and are able to actually go to the restaurant and grab yourself, she's doing grab and goes right now. So you're not going to actually go into the restaurant, but she does do grab and go. You pull up in your car. You don't even have to get out your car. She brings everything to you. If you're in the CSRA, you have an opportunity right now to win an extra large Pam burger from the Grill Rain. Yes, babe.
Deborah said, "Can I win twice?"
Who said that? Deborah said, "Can she win twice?" Listen, if you get the answers, you win. That's how we do here. We don't do that one-time stuff. If you win all, then the Lord want to show favor upon you, then it's yours. So listen, right now, if you can tell me, since I'm going to share with you all man 2, if you can tell me what was the drink that the people in man 2 like to drink on during the summertime. What's the name of the drink that is mentioned in man 2? The first person who can get it. Do you remember, Satricia?
I'm thinking. I'm looking. Can I cheat and look at my book?
Yeah, you got the book.
Do I qualify for this?
Look. April says my inner fat girl is all attention. Yes, Deborah, it's fair game. It's fair game. No, not soda pop. There's a specific name of a drink that is mentioned in man 2. And you gotta tell exactly what it is in order to get this extra large Pam burger from the Grill Rain. Let me tell you, the best burgers in town. Ask around. I'm telling you, you want this. You want to win this. If you have the book, you got to
look in your book.
Look in your book. While you all are looking for that, I am going to go ahead and pull up man 2. So I'm going to share man 2 with you. And I'm going to share an excerpt. Vapor Max said, grab that book. Grab your book. I am going to share, since you shared the last part of man 8, I'm going to share the beginning of man 2. How about that?
Okay.
Oh, Deborah.
Natasha, who's the first one?
Deborah.
Deborah is on it. Deborah is the first person. Deborah wins again. Y'all slow. Deborah says Mystics, and Mystics would be the correct answer. So Deborah, you won an extra large Pam burger from the Grill Rain. Please make sure that you send me a message and let me know Just send me a message, your name, and that you won the extra large Pam burger, and I will make sure that Pam knows so that when you go to get your burger, you can get it. All right. And you've got 30 days in order to get it. So you got to go within 30 days. If you don't get it within 30 days, then, you just don't get the giveaway. Okay. All right. So that's what's up. Deborah said, I told y'all. Natasha, you're right. Sherry, you're right, but you're too slow. You're too slow. April Barton said Fanta. No, sis. Okay. So listen. Every single man in this book I have encountered in my life, the stories are real. And I just want to say to you that there are a few of these stories that, like I said, there are some places and some things that were changed a bit just to protect the people in the story. However, man 1, man 2, man 6, man 9. There's nothing that has been changed about those. They are just as, full on. So man 2 and man 10 as well. So let's meet man 2. And this story is all the way real. Nothing has been changed. It is fully authentic. Y'all ready for man 2? Let's get it. We met the summer of 1991. I had just turned 14 years old and was already looking forward to my first year of high school. But I had to get through summertime first. Prior to beginning summer vacation, I was released after successfully doing the federally mandated 3-year sentence of middle school that kids are required to complete prior to becoming real teenagers. Although comparing middle school to prison may seem harsh, it is an accurate metaphor to describe my life between 6th and 8th grades. I served 3 years of hard time with no hope for parole. My mother, 2 brothers, and I constantly relocated. When I was 10 years old, we moved from my birth city to the city that would become the land of my affliction. While in this land, we moved from one domicile to another, from one side of town to the other, from one family member's house to another's. My eldest brother and I attended 5 different middle schools within the 3 years allotted for junior high school. This dynamic made it difficult to make and keep friends. And oh, how I longed for a true friend. Excuse me. Since I was the forever new girl, friendship was not in the cards for me. Instead, I was a target for bullies and mean girls. I quickly learned all the alternate routes to get to my classes as not to disturb the cyclopes who kept guard over the main hallways in school. For the times when confrontation was inevitable, I learned to fight, curse, and look mean. Middle school shifted the trajectory of my life, but all that changed with high school. I was accepted into a magnet school. This meant I could attend the same school for the full 4 years, no matter where my family moved. Even better than not changing schools, I would attend school with other smart kids whose missions in life were not to daily terrorize me. I always looked forward to summertime because there was a possibility I would get to spend it with my daddy. Yes, I call my father daddy. I did then, and I do now. Although I was not reared in the home with my father, I was a daddy's girl. I knew it. He knew it. Everybody knew it. Therefore, as soon as the school year ended, I would hope and pray that I could spend the summer with my daddy. I lived in Georgia with my mother, but my father lived in New York. Every time I left the country to visit the big city, I felt like the beautiful women in the Danielle Steele novels my auntie would give to me to read. I escaped my everyday life in those books. I visited places like Paris and Rome, California, and Montana in those books. Danielle Steele taught me how to ride horses and be swept away into marital bliss with handsome cowboys. It didn't faze me one bit that those cowboys and I were all white in those stories. I was just grateful to replace my dreary existence with their happy adventures and happy endings. At 14, flying out of Georgia to New York was like flying to another world. Everything was different. The people were slow to speak but fast to move. The buildings were tall yet packed together, and the day turned to night, but the city lights kept the night sky bright. There was something magical about my trips to New York, and the summer of my 14th birthday would turn the deck of cards I was given into a beautiful swan. As soon as the plane landed and my father met me at the luggage carousel, hugged and kissed my forehead, I was begging for pizza. This was our tradition, real Italian pizza. Chinese chicken wings with rice and West Indian food were all my favorites. They still are and were must-haves upon entering and exiting New York. Although I went to spend the summer with my father, I always ended up staying with my aunts and cousins. This year, my 8-year-old little sister traveled up from New Jersey to spend the summer with our father too. We are sisters with different mothers, but the same father, and I had not seen her since she was a baby. So I was beside myself to know I would get to spend the entire break with her, as well as one of my favorite cousins. We spent days dancing around the room with Jamaican music, blasting and practicing our hip whine. It was obvious I had no Caribbean blood running through my veins because my whine looked more like a hula hooping whimper. Even my little sister rolled her tiny hips to the music better than I did. When we weren't dancing and talking in the room, we went to the stoop to be a part of the buzz of the block and to go to the neighborhood store for an Italian icy. There was a heat wave that summer, and an icy was the sweetest, most refreshing treat. One day, while sitting on the stoop trying to catch a breeze from the heat, I saw him. He was short, but taller than me, dark-skinned with a glide to his gait and a sly smile that exuded a confidence that was foreign to me. He strolled across the street from the building directly across from ours, made a beeline toward me, leaned his body against the building directly next to mine, and while looking at me, he said, "What's up?" to my cousin. I immediately diverted my eyes from him and looked at my cousin for answers to my unspoken questions. Who is this boy and why is he staring at me? She simultaneously laughed at me and said, "Hey," to him. I learned his name, that he lived in the building across the street, and that he was a year or two older than me. He eventually traded the building wall for a spot on the stoop. He sat down, talked with us, and stared at me for the remainder of the afternoon. By early evening, we girls rushed him away because my aunt would be rounding the corner from the subway soon, and it was no secret that she would not approve of us sitting outside and talking to boys, even if it was innocent. So that's all I'm gonna give you. I introduced you to man two in order to actually meet him, get to know him, and find out what happens with this particular story. You're just gonna have to get the book. So, Tricia, do you remember your first love, your teenage love, your puppy love? Do you remember?
I do. And I was 16, and that was my first kiss. And, you just remember that. And it was at a party. It was around a lot of people, and we stole away over to the side to get the first kiss in. But what I love about this is the innocence of it. And I love going back to the 90s. You know, we was the bomb in the 90s.
Yes.
We had it going on in the 90s. And I love the intro when you talk about moving so many times and the bullies, because I think about my students. I teach in a very transient community, and I think about how these girls pop from one school to another, and they don't really have, don't have time to make friends.
Right.
Put on this because it just, when you read that, I started thinking about one particular student I had this year, and that baby, oh Jesus, that baby, and she did exactly what you said. She learned how to cuss.
Yeah.
Learn how to fight to protect herself.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yes, and she did that all year, and I held her back so many times. We had so many talks, but it just reminded me of her, and just listening to you, and I think how she felt, you know, just going through all of that and switching schools and just not feeling like she had a friend.
Right.
And that's what she really wanted. She wanted somebody that would be her real friend, because she would find friends and then they'd talk about her. They'd post something about her. And, you know, we live in this digital age. These children they cyberbully.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't do an assignment online, but they can talk about each other online. Just made me think about that. I love this story, but it is so sweet. You gotta read the rest of it. Y'all gotta buy the book and read the rest of it, because it is so sweet. It's sweet. Yes, it is.
Really is. Sherry says we learn how to put up that wall. You know, I was talking to a guy probably last week. This a guy friend of mine, and he was sharing with me about a young girl who is the daughter of a friend of his and that kind of stuff. And the daughter had some behind the scenes sorts of issues. But what's happening is this girl is having issues in school, getting into fights, you know, she's fast, you know, and I'd use air quotes for that. And all people can see is that she's just not a good influence on their kids or whatever. And so one thing, and I'm glad you brought this out, because this book doesn't just deal with the men themselves. There are so many like small pieces that are woven, and different nuances that are just woven throughout the text, right? That I think a lot of people will be able to relate to. And one thing is that sometimes, if not all the times, we get connected in these relationships because of stuff that we bring from our childhood. You know, we learn how to survive from the trauma of childhood. And so you're looking at this child and you're going, she fast, she hot, she this, she's that, you know, she cussing, she carrying on, not realizing that there's probably a reason for all of that. And we've got to get to a place where we care enough to find out what the reason is, to be able to help that person release whatever that is and to be able to heal.
And you said trauma. There's a pastor that I listen to, Prophetess Janet Floyd, and she talks about, we know the what. The what is the cussing, the what is the fighting, the what is the promiscuity, but we don't know the why.
Right.
Don't know why these kids, and you know, you deal with children, you're a teacher, you don't know why these things are happening and what the trauma that they've gone through in their lives and how it plays out as they move into adulthood.
Right. Exactly. One thing that I wanted to do with this book, I wanted each of the stories to be able to be a standalone story. Like your Man 8 was a story all by itself. It didn't know anything about the men 1 through, right? All the others 1 through 10. It can stand alone. However, when you put them all together, you see the bigger picture.
And that is what I told you, that when I read it all together, that is what just caught me, because I said, oh my God, this flows. It all, even though it's something that I went through and something that I wrote, it fits so well with everything else. And it just really flows together.
Yeah, totally. I'm still in awe. Can you believe I've not actually picked up the book in its printed form and read it from man 1 to man 10 yet? I haven't done that yet. You know, because it's my story.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to do.
Yeah. Although it's a release, and although I don't carry these things on the inside anymore, just to know that there are going to be millions of women who are going to read these stories and they're going to weep because they haven't released them.
Right.
You know, because they're still living in some of these situations. Just knowing that my freedom is going to really accost some people who are in bondage. And it's going to mess them up. But they're going to be all right if they just allow themselves to just acknowledge that this is where I am, and this is my thing right now.
And hopefully it'll trigger them to move into their freedom.
Right. Right.
Let's
see if we can get this whole thing up there. Janice says, my why was trying to be accepted by a circle that rejected me. Going away in the summer was what saved me. You get it. Those summertimes to grandma's house, summertimes to your daddy's house, summertime to mama, summertime to auntie. I think there are lots of people, lots of women, people in general, who will be able to relate to that summertime being what they needed to be able to just stand strong and be able to go back into their regular everyday life, you know, the school year. I think a lot of people will be able to really be able to relate to that. Who knows? So listen, those of you, I see you typing. We're gonna go ahead and go into, because we're a little past our time. I don't know what made me say an hour and a half. Why would I think that would be enough time? I don't know. You know why? Just let me say this. I didn't expect everybody to just be so willing to be a part of this. So I thought it was just going to be me. And I was like, okay, hour and 30 minutes. I can handle hour and 30 minutes. But you were like, yes, Angel, I can do it. And then Ebony Lion was like, yes. And then all these women were like, yes, I got a giveaway. I got a giveaway. And it got to the point where I had more giveaways than I had time. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? So before we move on, because we're almost done, I'm going to let you all go. Before, we finish this up, I want to say thank you so much to every single one of you who did not see it a difficult task to show up today. I appreciate you. I want to say thank you to Satricia for trusting me with her story and to publish her story and believing that, I would do it some justice in the fullness of this work. I really thank you and I appreciate you. Ebony Lion, girl, your voice is like butter. And y'all know I already purchased the album. Y'all know I never tell y'all to go do something I haven't done already. Listen, support that sister. Her voice is amazing. You'll be able to say one day when she's on some huge stage somewhere, you're going to be like, she was back there talking to Angel, but me and Ebony and Satricia going to be on stages somewhere. Y'all listen, y'all get to be a part of this now. So relish in it. I thank you, Ebony Lion. I thank you, Sarah Speaks, for the cupcakes. I appreciate you, sis, for donating. Dejani Accessories, I appreciate you as well. So we've got some more. We got another giveaway that I want to go ahead and do right now. So let's see here. We've got another consultant. And listen, let me just say this. The pieces that you see on the screen, these are the pieces you're going to get. When I talk to them, I ask them to, you know, show me some pictures of what you're giving away. People want to know what they're going to get. So they gave me pictures. So what you see on the screen is what you're actually going to be able to get. So let me go ahead. I want to show this to you. Hold on a second. So listen, my children just said, in order to win the Yaaaas Jewel Box collections that you see, you've got to name, and you can just give me the names that we call them. You don't have to, you can't say twins though. That don't work. You got to give me their name. So you've got to name all 4 of my sons in order of age, from oldest to youngest. What's going to be hard is you got to know which of the twins was born first. Come on. So here we go. If you want to win the Yaaaas Jewel Box collection of jewelry, these accessories, you've got to name all 4 of my sons. Just give me their first name, or what the name that we call them, in order from oldest to youngest. Let's get it. All right, you looking, Kate? Oh. I'm about to say your name. Regina says, nice. Thank you for the opportunity to listen in. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate you. Kimona got it?
Yes.
All right. Kimona is the winner. Tyler, Kevon, Kajo, Asher. Those are the names of my 4 sons in order from oldest to youngest. And Kevon, you know what? Let's do this. So put Kimona, make sure you message me so I know that you won. But listen, this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and give away another one. This one's going to be even better. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. Hold up. We're going to go ahead and put this one on the map too. So listen, I've got one last set of jewelry. This is by RPM Accessories, Ashana Mollett. Thank you so much, sis. Ashana Mollett is the owner of RPM Accessories. She is also a consultant for Paparazzi Accessories. And the pieces that you see up on the screen now are what the next person is going to get. If they can tell me, if you can tell me by how many minutes, if you can tell me by how many minutes Kevon is older than Kajo, you gotta give me the minutes. How many minutes is Kevon older than Kajo in order to win these beautiful RPM accessories that have been gifted to you by Ashana Mollett? You're welcome, Kimona. You're welcome. All right, so who y'all looking for it? The boys are looking. They're looking at y'all type. Go ahead and type quickly. Chop, chop, chop. Regina says 5. That's not right, Regina. Sorry. It's not 5. It's not 5. Come on. What we got? What we getting, boys?
I don't think they're gonna get it.
You don't think they're gonna get it? Kawana says 9 minutes. Kawana, no. No. Cindy says 13. Nope. Nope. Janice says 8.
20.
No, 20. No. Okay, so let me help you. Let me.
Can I say a hint?
No, what'd you say?
Can I say a hint?
You want to give them a hint?
Mm-hmm.
Cajo's always trying to help somebody. Okay. You can give them, what's the hint?
The number of minutes is equal to the year we were born. Like the last.
Oh, this is a good one. He said, oh, somebody got it. Regina, you win. They were going to say the amount of minutes is the same as the year of 2000 they were born in. They were born in 2003. So 3 minutes. Regina, you're correct. So RPM Accessories, the owner, Ashana Mallet, has generously blessed you with these beautiful pieces. Please inbox me your name. Let me know that you got RPM Accessories and give me your mailing address and we will have them shipped to you at no cost to you. Shipping and everything is already paid for. Okay. All right, everybody. So that's what's up. And I have one more. I'm just going to go ahead and get our giveaways out of the way because I'm going to let y'all go in just a second. So listen, we've got one more. So Trisha, you can play 2 if you want, sis. You can listen. You can try for this one. I think you're gonna like this one. Ms. Natasha B. Empowers. The business is Natasha B. Empowers. She is a consultant for pure romance. Listen, y'all need to get at Natasha to, make sure you keep everything tight and right. Okay. We talking to married people. Some of her stuff, if you ain't married, you need to just don't even mess with it. But she's got a lot of stuff that even single people can use, right? And this is a lotion. It's called 7th Plum, and it's soft and silky and all that good stuff. It smells good. I believe it smells like berries. It can be yours today for free. Shipping and handling and everything is going to be covered. This is going to be yours. Yours. Thank you so much to Natasha Burt. She is the owner of Natasha B. Empowers. She is a pure romance consultant. Please connect with her. She does parties, like she does, you can have parties at your house to be able to kind of play and test out with these products and things like that. She can educate you on, some of the things that she has. You have to know what pure romance is in order to really get an idea of this. But check out Natasha Burt and support her. The reason I have all these giveaways today is not just so that you can get some free stuff, but so that you can see that there are small businesses out here that are working. All of these women are entrepreneurs. They are all earning money to take care of their families, take care of their children. And so they have graciously blessed you with something at their expense. So please patronize their businesses. Dejani Accessories, RPM Accessories, Jazzy Jewel Box, Natasha B. Empowers, Sarah Speaks with her cupcakes. I also have one other dessert treat that I'm going to be giving away as well. That's going to be at the very, very, very end, however. So how do we want to give this away? How do we want to give this away? You know what? We're going to do something easy. How about this? What is my birthday? What's my birthday? The month and the day. What is my birthday? The first person who types in what my birthday is, you're going to win the 7th Plum Lotion from Natasha B. Empowers by Pure Romance. What is the month and the day of my birthday? That part. I didn't ask you to tell me the year. Anybody got it yet, boo? Have you all enjoyed the release today party? Have you enjoyed yourselves? I pray that it has been entertaining for you.
June 10th.
Who said it?
Kimona.
Kimona. Kimona Cham, you are the winner. Yes, June 10th. Yes, she racking up, right? June 10th is my birthday. So Kimona, congratulations. You're also going to receive 7th Plum from Natasha B. Empowers and Pure Romance. So make sure you connect with me so that I know that this is yours. Okay? All right. All right, here we go. Let me bring Satricia back on. There you go, sis. There you go. So we are almost done. The last thing that we're going to do before we close out is take some questions and answers. How about that? You good with that? Okay. So if you're still on with us, if you have any questions, this is Q&A time. So if you have questions for me or Satricia, if you have questions about us personally, if you have questions about the book, you can ask us now. So we will take your questions right now. And my son is going to help filter those questions. All right. Thank you, Natasha. Tasha says, yes, she has enjoyed herself. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad that you came through today. Thank you. It is Q&A time. This has been so much fun. Thank you, Satricia. I'm glad that you're able to be here. I'm so excited. Shamika says she's enjoyed. Regina says she's had a good time. Good. Does anyone have any questions? You can ask us questions about ourselves, our writing process. You can ask us questions about any of the men. If you read the book and you just had some burning questions you just wanted to ask while you were reading, now is your time. I'll give you just a few moments. Okay, Satricia.
I have a question, Angel. What about the publishing part? How do you go about publishing? But did you self-publish all of your
Yes, that's a really good question. I am a self-published author, also called, we are called indie authors, independent authors. I'm glad that you mentioned that. I actually have 3 books, just in case some of you may think this is my first book. It's not. This is my first book, Speak with Chic, One Woman, 10 Truths. It's the first book of the series of conversational narratives. There are 10 conversations in here. This one does not pertain to relationships per se. This one is all about you. Oh, when you read this one, it's going to have you all in your stuff, your mailbox. So be prepared for this one. This is the first book. This is the second. It is actually a Bible study, and it's the companion for this one. These two can be read together. You can read this by itself, but this one, you really do need to get this one to go with it. And then, of course, When I Met Him. So, yes, I self-published. I self-published all of my works through what's called KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. It's with Amazon. It's really, really simple to do. For those of you who are interested in becoming independent authors, I am actually going to be doing a live sort of course. Either I'm probably using Zoom, and I will invite some people in who are interested in becoming self-published authors. And I'm just going to walk you through how to do it. And we're not, those of you who know me, we don't beat around the bush. I'm not going to have you come in there so that you can come another time and come another time. No, I am going to give you all the opportunity to learn how to self-publish, and I'm going to walk you through the entire process. Okay. So if you're interested in that, just keep an eye out for it. It'll be coming out within the next few days. If you're interested in self-publishing, I'm going to walk you through the steps. We're going to be in a class setting. So we're actually I'm going to walk you, show you how to create an account. I'm going to show you how to format your book. I'm going to show you everything that you need. And let me say this, Patricia, I'm glad that you asked. Let me tell you this. Take my glasses off for this one. No traditional, reputable publishing house will charge you to publish your book. Some people about to be mad with me right now.
Somebody had a good question.
Hold on a second. No reputable, traditional publishing house will charge you to publish your book. Random House, Penguin, Lifeway, all of those are just a few examples of traditional publishing houses. They actually take on the full risk of your work. And so they will give you an advance. That's why a lot of authors want to work with traditional publishers, because they pay them up front. They'll give them $25,000 up front, right? Or $100,000 or whatever. They will pay them up front, and they take on the risk. If that book flops, right, they took on the risk. But they're saying that we believe in what you have so much that we're willing to take the risk on you. So we're going to give you an advance. We're going to pay for your cover. We're going to make sure that you have an editor. We're going to market. We're going to do all of those things. It's not going to cost you, the author, anything. You understand what I'm saying? Now, some of you are probably I'm sure you got your panties in a bunch because you're making money out. You're out here in these streets making a lot of money off of people who just don't know any better. So what I'm going to say is what you got to, I can hear myself. So what is called? Why am I? Hold on a second. Okay. So listen, what these other publishing companies are, they're actually called vanity presses. It's called a vanity press. It's not a traditional publishing house or publishing company. It's called a vanity press. And what they do is they will tell you that they will publish your book for you. They've got in their company, they got editorial staff. They'll tell you that they can get your cover done for you. They're going to publish it for you. They're going to do all these things for you, but they'll tell you that it's going to cost you $2,000. It'll cost you $2,500. It'll cost you $4,000. I mean, whatever number they come up with, I guess. I don't know where these numbers come from, but you pay them, and then they will take the responsibility of publishing your book. What I'm telling you, that is not a traditional publishing company. That is a vanity press. It's different. The issue with vanity presses, here's the thing. There are some people who don't want to do the work on their own. They don't want to go through figuring out how to self-publish. They don't want to do it. So they'll pay a company to do it for them. That's what a vanity press is. I don't want to self-publish, right? A traditional publishing house hasn't given me an offer or a deal or anything for my book. So instead of me figuring out how to self-publish myself, I'm just going to let this company do it for me, and I'm going to pay them to do it. That's what a vanity press does. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not illegal. I just think you as a new author need to know what you're doing, and you need to know who you're dealing with, and you need to know what you're paying for. The issue with vanity presses is that most of them are not going to do the hardest part. And the hardest part is marketing and promoting. Most of them are not going to do that for you. So what you're going to do is pay somebody $4,000 to do what you could have done for less than $300. Okay, way less than $300. You could do it almost free. I can show you how to publish a book for free, and it don't cost you nothing. But what a vanity press will do is charge you. They'll do all the work, and then you got this nice, pretty book that nobody's buying because they don't even know that you have a book. Understand? A lot of people think that because they get with a publishing company that's really a vanity press, that somehow is going to make their book sell a lot, and it's not. So this is like some of the information that I want to be able to share with you when I present this class to help you become a self-published author. If you just don't want to learn how to do it yourself, pay somebody to do it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think you should be educated. You need to know what you're paying for and what you're going to get for your money. Okay? All right. So that's a good question. That's a good question. I think I can hear myself from your phone. Is your phone like you can kind of hear me? Yeah, because I can hear myself. Okay. All right, everybody. So you said there's another question?
Yes. Somebody asked, Pomona asked, have any of the men reached out to you after reading the book?
Kimona says, have any of the men reached out to you after reading the book? I'm thinking. None of the men have even read the book. They don't know they in the book. Glory. Hallelujah. My mama said, yeah, that's real funny. They don't know they in the book. Except, let me say, there are two of the men do know that they're in the book. They do. They just haven't read the book. But not yet. But they know they're in the book. Man 2, he knows he's in the book. And I'm not going to tell you who the other man is. I talk about man 2 because he has a pleasant story. So I don't mind, So yes, man 2 knows that he's in the book, although he has not read the book just yet. I believe he's ordered a copy, but he hasn't read it. Here's an interesting thing, though. Here's an interesting thing. For those of you who rock with me through Speak Up Sis, you know that I'm very transparent. You know that I'm very open. I don't have skeletons, right, in my closet. I talk to my children. They all, when I first told them this book was going to be titled Speak with She, One Woman, 10 Men. One Woman, 10 Men. Was that it?
Yes.
And they were like, Mom, are you serious? I was like, yes, I'm serious. I'm not proud of it, but it's the truth. So the honest truth is that I dated more than 10 men in these years. So here's a crazy fact. Kimona said, have any of the men reached out to you after reading the book? And I'm going to say no. But guess what has happened? People who ain't in the book have reached out and want to know why they not in the book. That
is insane. Oh my gosh.
They want to know why our story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that part. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is.
I will say that, I allowed the Holy Spirit to lead me as to what needs to be in this book. There are some stories that just didn't need to be in the book. They didn't fit. They didn't fit in this book. You know what I'm saying? The truth that was spoken in this book, so there are some relationships that I've had, they just don't fit. Not only that, but this is a book of release. And these men, I except for I think two of them, I don't even, I don't have no conversations with or anything like that. It's a release of them. It is closure. Like you say, even with man two, even though I still know him or whatever, there's closure that I was able to get from releasing that story that I needed to get. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas there are just, there are a couple, the two guys that did connect with me, I still know them. You know what I'm saying? They're still my friends. There's no healing that needs to take place with that. It is, we not together and we ain't together. You know what I'm saying? So their stories just didn't fit, So if any of them are watching, there's your answer. The Lord didn't say put you in the book. Okay. All right. Anyway, I thought that was a good, fact. Any other questions? Did we get any others?
Somebody said, do you feel free now?
Huh?
Do you feel free?
Do I feel free? Who said that?
It was.
Do I feel free? Yes. So Sherry said, do I feel free? Let me tell y'all something. Writing, I always tell people that my books are books of liberation. It took me 2 years to write these 70 pages. Okay, minus Patricia's pages. It took me 2 years to write 9 short stories because I had to release the stories. I had to take them out of me so that I could be done with them. I'll share with you really quickly. There was a time before I got married, right? Because for those of you who don't know, I was married. May God rest his soul. Before I was married, I just had a lifelong issue with fornication. That's just been an issue for me. And those of you who follow me, you already know that. So prior to getting married the first time, the Lord had me in a place where I had to spiritually divorce men. I had to literally call their names out and divorce them. Shortly after that, I met my husband. Got married, had children, had a life, and all that other kind of stuff. Then I ended up in a divorce situation where, guess what I did? I picked up the stuff I never let go, right? Picked up some other issues. Understand? This book is like a divorce. And I can tell you that I'm almost positive within the next couple of years, I'll probably have met the man I'm going to marry and be with forever. Why? Because there needed to be a release. There needed to be some closure. I needed to settle some things with these. Because guess what? Them men ain't your husband either. You understand what I'm saying? So to answer your question, am I free? Do I feel free? Yes. Sharing the truth of my story has definitely made me free. So listen, whoever my husband is, listen, I'm divorced now. Oh gosh. Okay. Any other questions?
Sherry also asks, are either of you in a relationship now?
Okay, so Tricia, are you in a relationship right now?
No, I am not. Not online, not in any way.
Okay. No, I'm not in a relationship right now. I'm not in a relationship. Only with Jesus. That's it. But no, I am not in a relationship, not online or nowhere else or anywhere else. Okay. All right. Any more questions before I let these people go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Janice said, "Are you going to do a book club to where we can talk about the chapters in the books at length once we get past the virus?"
Okay, that's good. You said Janice said that. Janice.
Janice.
Is it Janice?
Yes.
That darling is Janice.
Oh, Janice.
Okay. We don't do creative spelling around here. That's how you spell Janice for real, for real. Anyway, so listen, Janice, to answer your question, the Speak Up Sis experience will begin when we all can connect again. So you all know that I don't necessarily have a book club, but Speak Up Sis LLC is my business. It is my ministry. I use my books as well as invite other authors into the space with their books so that we can really deal with the hard stuff of life in an intimate setting of women. Speak Up Sis will resume when we are all able to start moving again. I've been thinking that maybe I may want to do maybe a few virtual Speak Up Sis experiences in a private setting. So if you all are interested in that, if you just let me know, then I can definitely make that happen. But we definitely will be showing up in different cities, different states, different places for Speak Up Sis, the Speak Up Sis experience. Satricia, I'm inviting you right here on the live, and we talked about this because you are part of this work. I definitely want to invite you to join the Speak Up Sis experience when we begin to travel and go places so that I want you to be able to share your story. Not only that, but I know that you're going to be a self-published author because I'm going to help you on that journey. And so the Speak Up Sis platform will give you an opportunity to share your work with the Speak Up Sis community as well. Okay. So once we start ebbing and flowing and moving, I'm definitely going to be connecting with you so that you can be a part of the experience as well. If you are an author, if you're a woman and you are an author and you write nonfiction and you tell your story through your work, feel free to connect with me. You can go to speakupsis.com. You can send me contact or whatever, connect with me. When it is time for me to begin the Speak Up Sis experience again, I will be connecting with some authors who will help facilitate conversations. Those of you who've been to Speak Up Sis, you already know what it is. You know, if you've never been to a Speak Up Sis experience, when you see me posting about it, you want to be in the room. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Are we done, sweetheart?
No.
Okay, thank you, Regina. You have a great weekend as well. I appreciate you for coming. Tasha, thank you for coming. I see that you had to leave as well. Anyone else?
Last question.
Last question. This is the last question, everybody.
Shamika said, "I got a question. I've been writing for a while now, but for some reason I can't stay focused while writing."
And the question?
How do you stay focused while writing?
Okay. Hold on a second. So Shamika says, I've been trying to write for a while. How can I stay focused with my writing? There are lots of different techniques that you could use. I'm going to say, for me, getting in a place where you have very few distractions. For a part of the writing of When I Met Him, because y'all can see I've got 3 children still at home. I got a 4th one who comes home. My parents, there's lots going on around here. I actually, for some of these stories, I went to the public library. I took my laptop and I went to the public library and I sat down and I just typed. And I went at a time where I knew I would have the fullness of the day. I didn't use their computer because it times out. So I took my own laptop to the library and I got myself in a place where there was no noise, there were no distractions. All I had to do was just write. Okay. I'll tell you another technique that I personally like to use. I'm a free writer. I'll take a topic. It may just be something tangible. It may just be like an apple. And I may just write apple on the top of the page. And I will just write without picking my hand up off the page. I just write. Let me tell you, this takes really strong hand muscles actually, to just write constantly without stopping. What happens is when you're free writing, you will begin, at first you'll just write superficial stuff. Apple is red. Apple, I like apples or whatever. It'll be superficial at first. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about anything. You just write. What happens is as you move from the conscious focus on the apple and you just start to write, your subconscious kicks in and you'll realize that now you're starting to write about when you were 12 years old and you saw somebody get shot who was wearing red. I'm telling you, it's so crazy how the subconscious sort of comes alive when you just allow your hand to move and just write and not think about grammar, mechanics, the conventions of writing, spelling, none of those things. You just write. So those are two techniques that I use. I make sure that I'm in a place that I'm not distracted. I'll go to the library. Not only that, but go somewhere that is going to close. You don't get unlimited time to be up in there. So you're not going to be distracted, and you have a time frame, like you got to get in and you got to get out. All right. And try free writing. There are some other strategies that I can share with you at different times, Shamika, but those are just two strategies that I use to help me to break through writing blocks when I get into those spaces. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been beautiful. It's my very first virtual release party for a book. My first book, Speak with Chic, One Woman, 10 Truths. I actually had a party in a place in the library. It was beautiful. It was a great turnout. This is the first virtual, and I think it has been lovely. I thank every single one of you who did not see it a difficult task to join us today. Thank you. I don't know what else to say to you, except please go purchase the book. It's one of the best reads you're going to read all year. It's probably the shortest yet most powerful book you're probably going to read this year. I mean, not just because me and Patricia wrote these stories, but just because it just is. All right. So you can order an autographed copy, a signed copy from speakupsis.com. I have a shipment that's on its way here. So you want to go ahead. If you want me to sign it, you got to order it now before it sells out. The first shipment sold out in 3 days. This one is going to sell out as well. If you want me to sign it, you need to go to speakupsis.com and order your copy. If you don't care about me signing it and you just want to save some money, go to Amazon.com. You can order it. If you're a Prime member of Amazon, you can save on the shipping and handling. The book is $9.99. If you order the book today, you can get the Kindle version for $7.99. All right, so you can save $2 as well as the shipping. If you are international, I have also created a digital PDF copy that you can purchase on my website, speakupsis.com. If you're in the Middle East or somewhere, they censor everything. It's just difficult for you to get books. You can download the PDF copy from speakupsis.com. And you can read it on any device that you can read a PDF document. All right, everybody. So we've got 2 last giveaways. But before I do that, Patricia, you got anything to say to the people?
I just want to say thank you for inviting me. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. And I will have something for you to read in a little while.
Thank you. I'll be thank you. Your inbox. I'll be where it's at. Your inbox. That's what's up. Okay. So we got 2 final giveaways. The first one is for another sweet treat. It is by Remarkable. I'm praying I say this right. Remarkable Creations. Miss Tranisha. Let me see. I probably should have wrote it down. I thought I wrote it down. Remarkable Creations. She bakes treats, cakes, cookies. She even makes keto cookies and keto brownies, okay? You don't have to be local for this because she'll ship it to you. So Tranisha Marks is the owner of Remarkable Creations. They call her the Cookie Lady. And I have actually tasted her keto cookies. They were good. The boys devoured the keto brownies. I didn't even get a chance to taste them. But she doesn't just make keto cookies and keto brownies. She makes regular desserts with real sugar. And she has graciously given you all the opportunity to taste her cookies and her brownies. I think she's going to give away a cookie and a brownie. So if you want to try Remarkable Creations, owned by Miss Tranisha Marks, I'm praying I'm getting this right. We got, let's see, what do we want to do? What do we want to do?
How long has Speak Up Sis been like a thing?
Okay. All right. So my son said, he said, how long has Speak Up Sis been around? But what I'm going to say is this. Give me the month and the year of the very first Speak Up Sis tour. Type in the month and the year of the very first Speak Up Sis tour in order to win these sweet treats from Remarkable Creations by Miss Tranisha Marks. Let's get it. Let's see here. Janice, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, Talita. Bye. I love you too. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Shamika, listen, sis, thank you for all of the support, all of your love. I appreciate you for purchasing both. No, Shamika has purchased all 3 books. So thank you. I appreciate it. Do we have any answers, Kajo?
Melody said December 2018.
All right. And Melody Hall says December 2018, and that is correct. December 2018 is when the very first Speak Up Sis tour took place. And we took Speak with Chic, One Woman, 10 Truths on tour. We went to Aiken, South Carolina. We went to Gloverville, South Carolina. We went to North Augusta, South Carolina. We were in Augusta, Georgia. We went to San Antonio, Texas. We went to where else? We went one other place that is slipping my mind right now. I can't remember right now. But it was the very first Speak Up Sis tour. We were at the Culture Shop. Shout out to Derek Turner. That brother is always supporting Speak Up Sis. He has hosted several Speak Up Sis experiences, and I thank you, brother Derek Turner. I really, really appreciate you. We even went for the second Speak Up Sis tour. We went to Knoxville, Tennessee, to the Tribe of Judah event center where Sherry Williams, hosted me there and allowed me to speak. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. There's Pam, the Grill Rain Hall, has hosted. Shannon Richardson and her sister Matilda have hosted. Tamika Burnett, her new name, she's hosted Speak Up Sis. We've had so many beautiful people. Journey of Joy Walking Movement with Michelle Merriweather have hosted Speak Up Sis. Thank you all so much. It all started in December 2018. And the very last giveaway The very last giveaway, I'm going to give. Did y'all write down the shares? Probably not. We got so excited. We forgot to do our shares. Oh, well. Whoever was supposed to be in the room was in the room. So this last giveaway is going to be for the first book of my series of conversational narratives. It's entitled Speak with Chic, One Woman, 10 Truths. There are 10 conversations in here that are going to really make you be self-reflective. And then you're also going to get a copy of the newest release, which is the second book of the series, When I Met Him, which is what we've been talking about today. One person is going to get both of these books right now. And if you already have the books, you can still get these and give them to someone else. Totally up to you. So let's see. This has got to be a good one. This got to be a good one.
I was just thinking, because you said it already.
What?
The original name of the books.
Yeah. Oh, listen. What was the name of my business before it changed to Speak Up Sis LLC? What was the first name of my business before it was called Speak Up Sis? This one should be easy. Listen, it really should be easy. It really should. I'm telling you. What was the name of my business before I changed the name to Speak Up Sis LLC? What was its name? The first person who types it, these are going to be yours.
Sherry got it.
Sherry Levon Williams, you are so correct.
Yes.
The name of the business was Speak with Chic LLC. Yeah. That's where we get the name of the book. That's where we get the name of the earring line. Speak with Chic LLC was the name of my business before I changed it to Speak Up Sis LLC. So Sherry Levon Williams, these are coming to you in Knoxville, Tennessee. You've already got these books. So just gift them to someone that you believe will read them and who will benefit from them. Okay. So I love every single one of you. Thank you to everybody who joined. This has been amazing. And thank you. Please, please, please share the live. People can catch the replay. Also, make sure you go to speakupsis.com. You can order the books from there, or you can go to amazon.com and you can order the books from Amazon as well. I really appreciate you all. Have a beautiful remainder of your day and a wonderful weekend. Bye. You want to come say bye? Say hey to the people. Don't knock that over. Here's here you got to come into the camera. Here's our helper who came. Listen, you got to come. This is Kajo. This is the youngest of the twins. And he was our amazing helper today, our assistant. You did a good job.
Thank
You want some sweets or something, don't you?
I got some.
You got some? Okay, all right. All right, everybody. I love y'all with the love of Jesus, and I will see you all next time. Make sure you go get the book, When I Met Him. And my name is Angel Charmaine, and this is Satricia Moore, and we are the authors of the stories that you are going to read in this book that are going to just take your breath away. All right. Love y'all. Mwah. Bye.
You had 3 people that won twice.
And hey.
Are you ready to change? Please go do something. Oh, yeah, yeah. Are you making a change? Please
Oh, you gotta do a mimic.
Are you happy?